How's it going, guys? My name is Ross Jacobs and you are in the Ross Jacobs Zone. In today's episode, we discuss everything that is happening and going on in Ukraine. What is happening in the Russia and Ukraine conflict. It's been 2 weeks of war, and in this episode, we will be making some predictions of what is yet to come. Is Russia going to be using chemical weapons in Ukraine? Is the West doing enough to help our allies in Ukraine? What else can the world do to help Ukrainian soldiers fight the Russian invasion troops? If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell below to be notified about all my upcoming videos. Alright, so the most important thing that we have to start and to address in this episode is the question of chemical weapons. There has been some news and articles recently posted online, as well as video coverage of it on YouTube and TV channels, that Russia may be using chemical weapons in Ukraine. Is this the case? Are they going to be using it or not? Or this is just another threat of their, just like the nuclear threat that they've been threatening the world just a few weeks ago? We do not know. But this is something serious that we do need to discuss and to address in this episode. Alright, so I'm about to play for you a little excerpt from Boris Johnson's interview with a British Sky News journalist, where he answers the question about possibility of Russians using chemical weapons in Ukraine.
And that is what we're dealing with. And I'll make you one other prediction, by the way, which is that the stuff that you're hearing about chemical weapons, this is straight out of their playbook. They start saying that there are chemical weapons that have been stored by their opponents or by the Americans, and so when they themselves deploy chemical weapons, as I fear they may, they have a sort of a maskirovka, a fake story ready to go. And you've seen it in Syria. You saw it even in the UK when.
This is what you expect next, then.
Look, I just note that is what they're already doing. It is a cynical, barbaric government, I'm afraid.
That was Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, discussing the possibility of Russians using chemical weapons in Ukraine. Now, let's listen to what Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, had to say about the same issue.
To the world that they not only have the capacity, they have a history of using chemical and biological weapons, and that in this moment we should have our eyes open for that possibility.
So basically she's saying that because Russia has history of using chemical weapons in the past, this option is not off the table for the Russian Federation to be using as a possibility chemical weapons in Ukraine as well. This is absolutely crazy. Let me just be honest, straight honest with you right now. It is absolutely my personal opinion that the United States response from the US government and the administration of President Biden has been absolutely weak when it comes to showing Russia who is the world dominant power. That the West is not just strong on words or on paper, but it actually can do things to defend people on land and to defend any territory against any regime, any dictator who wants to prove how powerful and strong he is. In my honest opinion, the US administration of President Biden is not doing enough to help Ukrainian people and to stop Mr. Putin from starting the World War III.
I just want to be totally clear. Are you saying if Russia does conduct a chemical weapons attack in Ukraine, there will not be a military response from the United States?
I'm not going to get into hypotheticals. What we're saying right now is they have the capacity and the capabilities. I'm also not going to get into intelligence. But the president's intention of sending U.S. military to fight in Ukraine against Russia has not changed.
Well, you see, Jen Psaki does not understand one thing here. You do not need to go and fight for somebody in order for you to help them. All you need to do is to actively help somebody with the jets, actively help them with javelins, as you have been doing that. But just saying that, we do not want to cause and provoke a possibility of direct confrontation is just not going to work here. What Trump did in 2017, right, 4 months after he became the president of the United States, he ordered a missile strike onto Syrian territory, onto the airbase of Syrian government. One day after, they ordered a chemical weapons attack onto peaceful population of Syria, which was absolutely a big disaster. But in that moment of time, the US government took a strong position, which did Mr. Trump, and he did show the Russians and the Syrians that the United States and its government will absolutely not be tolerating any use of any chemical weapons whatsoever. That happened in Syria in 2017 on April 7th, to be exact, and ideally the same show of power would happen today with the US situation, with the current situation in Ukraine. Is the United States ready to take that kind of action? Unfortunately, I'm not so sure about that.
It was a swift and bold move in response to a complex Middle East crisis which has dragged on for 6 long years. A barrage of American cruise missiles directed at a Syrian airbase after an alleged chemical attack by Syria's president against his own people just 2 days earlier.
Tonight I ordered a targeted military strike on the airfield in Syria from where the chemical attack was launched. It is in this vital national security interest of the United States to prevent and deter the spread and use of deadly chemical weapons.
59 Tomahawk cruise missiles were fired from 2 US warships in the eastern Mediterranean towards the Shirat airbase in Homs province, which is around 100 kilometers from Khan Shaykhun, the scene of the alleged attack. President Trump says the Shirat airbase was used to launch the chemical attack against Syrian civilians.
Alright, so that was a footage and video from Sky News from 2017, right 3 months after Trump was elected to be the President of the United States. He did deliver a crystal clear message to the Russians, to the Syrians running the show and attacking peaceful citizens of Syria with chemical weapons. That was a big mistake, that was a big humanitarian disaster, and it costed hundreds of humans' lives. I hope we can truly prevent a situation of this caliber, of this magnitude happening in Ukraine, and I hope that this is not too late to stop the Russian President, Mr. Putin, from acting with this scenario. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked this content. If you did, please hit the like button and turn on the notification bells and subscribe to this YouTube channel. That would mean a lot to me, and you will stay updated about my most recent and upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Until the next episode.